and I'm gonna put all of my toppings into one. Emmy. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Emmy. I'm a certified nutritionist and the creator of the Slim on Starch program, where I coach you through an 8-week program one-on-one to get you to lose the weight on a plant-based diet, eating as much food as you want. Now, honeys, welcome to the video. I have to say, I feel very, very silly right now sitting down in my kitchen. I was standing, but I have the world's longest torso. So when I was standing, my head was out of the frame. It was the Hot Mess Express. So I'm sitting on my bum. And I just feel really funny. My dad once said to me, he was like, Emmy, do your friends at school call you Long Torso Emmy? Because your torso's so long? And I was like, yep, Dad, you nailed it. All right, let's get on to the good stuff. We are making sushi in this video. One of my clients, Jill, love you, Jill, said you should make a sushi making video. And I'd gotten this request many a times, but recently I went to an all-you-can-eat sushi joint and rediscovered my obsession with sushi. I love sushi. If you love it so much, why don't you marry it? Well, I might. I think that they might ban me from all-you-can-eat sushi joints because I go to town. Let's make some sushi. Is making sushi rocket science? Yes. But can you do it? Mm-hmm. No, I'm just kidding. It's easy, guys. We got this. We got it covered. So let's talk about what we have and what you will need to make your sushi. First, you'll need rice. This is sushi rice. Do you need to get sushi rice? No. You can use any rice that you want. If you want to use brown rice, go for it. If you have plain white rice, go for it. I will say sushi rice is the easiest to use because it's naturally sticky. It's glutinous rice, so it'll stick together and it'll make it easier for your sushi to stay together. So I prefer to use sushi rice. If you're a beginner, go for it, but you can use any rice that you want. The ratio for sushi rice is 1 cup of sushi rice to 1 cup and a little bit extra of water. I'd say like 1 cup and 2 tablespoons of water. So just splash a little extra in there, but I can feel like, look, it just was, but like, see, it sticks to your, it sticks to the finger. Okay, now I have sushi rice stuck to my finger. You see what I do for you? The next thing that you're gonna need is nori. Nori is seaweed. I got a pack of this at Wegmans for $1.99 and you can do the same. So you're gonna need your nori, which is your seaweed. Then you're gonna need a rolling mat. I also got this at Wegmans for like $1.99. This is not necessary, but it definitely makes things easier to have a rolling mat. All right, what I've got here is a sushi knife. I bought one of these on Amazon. I still have rice stuck to my fingers because the hardest part about sushi is cutting it and not having it all tear apart. If you've tried sushi before, this is probably the point where you were unsuccessful, is trying to cut it apart. But then I went on Amazon, I was like, there must be, like, sushi knives must exist. This thing was like $8 and I've used it once before, guys, and it works like a freaking dream. So invest your $8 into a sushi knife. I'll link the one that I'm using below. This is Kulina. And it's great. It's awesome. I love it. So got myself a little sushi knife. Then you're gonna need some water so that you stay hydrated while you're making your sushi. No, I'm just kidding. You need some water and you'll see why. Then I have a little paintbrush. My dad was painting something earlier, so I just took this paintbrush. No, I'm just kidding. This is a culinary brush. You can just use your fingers if you want, but I'm not a freaking caveman, so I'm gonna be using this brush. All right, and then you need whatever toppings that you want. So for toppings, I'm going to be having, today we are featuring, I'm having boiled spinach, cucumber, oshinko, which is like my new obsession, and sweet potato. So let me tell you how I made each of these. The spinach, the spinach, I just brought water to a boil and then put a bunch of spinach in there and spun it around for like 5 minutes and then drained it. The cucumber, you guys know how to cut up a cucumber. My funny bone. See it, like, first rice is sticking to my fingers, now I'm hitting my funny bone. God. Okay, you know how to cut up a cucumber. Oshinko. So oshinko is Japanese pickled relish. And so this does have a little bit of salt in it. If you do not want salt, don't get this. I will say, it is really salty, saltier than the one that I got in the restaurant. So I rinsed it because it really was very salty, but this stuff is freaking delicious. And I got it at All You Can Eat and I was like, ooh, that's good. And then for this sweet potato, all I did was steam the sweet potato, let it cool down, and then I cut it up. So let's go for it, honeys. Oh, and the sushi rice, I brought it to a boil, and then right when it was at a boil, I shut it off and covered it for 20 minutes. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. The first thing that you gotta do is you gotta lay your mat out. Lay your sushi mat out if you're using one, which, you know, I do recommend that you use one. Okay, now for the nori. What we need to know for the nori is that there's a shiny side and there is a rough side, okay? Here's what we're gonna do, guys. Repeat after me. Shiny side down. One more time, a little louder for the people in the back. Shiny side down, okay? Now, you take your rice. You are going to spread your rice onto the bottom of the nori. Now, you're probably wondering, how much rice do I need to cook up? I cooked up a half a cup of rice, and it's looking like that's gonna be more than enough for one sushi roll. So I would say like 1/4 cup of rice dry to each sushi roll that we're gonna be making. So now all I'm doing is just flattening this out, and you don't want it to take up the entire sheet. You can if you want, if you're feeling wild, but it really doesn't have to. You can really just do the bottom half of it. All right, so the deed is done there. Guys, it's like so sticky. Let's hope I don't have rice in my hair. Okay, now you're gonna take your toppings and you're just gonna lay them out across the nori sheet. So I'm gonna take my spinach. You guys know spinach is my absolute favorite. And you can use any toppings that you want. You can use peppers, mushrooms, avocado, whatever you honeys want. The world is your oyster. And I'm just gonna go to town here and I'm gonna put all of my toppings into one. You ain't seen nothing yet, honey. It's gonna be sushi of the century. And you want to line it up so that it's sticking out at the ends. You would rather have it sticking out at the ends than not, because then your last pieces of sushi aren't gonna have anything in them. So now what we're gonna do is you're gonna take your paintbrush, and you can just use your fingers if you don't have one of these brushes. You're gonna paint the end of your nori with the water. Just the end. This is gonna make it sticky, and as you see, it's starting to curl up a little bit, which means we gotta move, honeys. We gotta go. Okay, so now I'm gonna start to roll my sushi, and I'm gonna use the mat to help guide me. So I'm gonna do one roll just like that, get it all squeezed in, and then I'm gonna pull the roll back and do the same thing and just roll it and squeeze it nice and tight so it's all in there. Thank you for the compliments on my French manicure, by the way. So here's your sushi roll. Now, let's do the hardest part of all. You've made it this far. You're like, Emmy, this is child's play. I can do this. Now's the real deal. All right, so all we're gonna do is cut this into pieces. Look at that, honeys. Oh, that looks so good. My neighbors are probably like, ooh, what's going on over there? Just cutting up some sushi. Guys, this looks so good. I'm a chef. This knife really is great. Okay, I'm sorry. This is like the most beautiful thing I've ever made in my life. I'm just gonna keep that one whole. All right, honeys, look at that. That's how you make some sushi, okay? Okay? And then you can use soy sauce, you can use liquid aminos, you can just go to freaking town. And it's as easy as that. I mean, sit in your kitchen and do the same. All right, honeys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure you hit subscribe. I adore you, I love you, I feel really funny sitting in my kitchen, and I'll see you in my next video.